Clarity on Fire, a podcast for people who know what they don't want out of their life and career, but aren't sure what they'd rather be doing.
In a world where it's easy to exist, but hard to feel alive, we, Kristen
and Rachel,
2 certified life and career coaches, are here to help you cut through the information overload, get unstuck, and focus not just on how you can have a career you're passionate about, but how to create a whole life that feels fulfilling.
So join us here, where we serve up inspiration and down-to-earth wisdom in a way that only 2 best friends can.
We want you to experience the relief of knowing that, yes, you're allowed to want more out of your life and career.
And no, you don't have to wander through the dark anymore. Our job is to light the fire that shows you the way. Let's go.
We have a bit of a change in plans this week.
Oh, yeah. I already forgot about it.
Well,
and we only talked about this 5 seconds ago. So you can tell where my mind is at. It's not here.
Rachel has not been feeling great.
I haven't been feeling well. So this is not a new blog. Oh, woe is me. I needed an excuse not to write a new blog and I found one. Yeah, I did. I'm sick. Boo, you whore. No, but I just really have not been feeling great. And so there was no point in trying to write something helpful or profound or, I mean, God, do I ever write anything profound? If so, it's mostly accidental.
I think people would disagree.
They can feel free to disagree with me if they want. But this is an old blog. Honestly, I don't even remember when it's from. I could have looked it up and I didn't. And it doesn't really matter because that's neither here nor there.
It doesn't really matter.
It's from a while ago. It's probably from a couple years ago, though. It's basically a timeline of all the random crap I did before we started Clarity on Fire, including things I had forgotten about until I had to think about what are all the weird career moves I made. And it's a lot. So I literally have like a chronology. I mean, it's more than just that, but I do have a chronology of all the things I did to prove to you that your career is not a linear thing. It's something that can be very weird and have a lot of turns and a lot of confusion, and you can still get to a point where you know what you're doing, to kind of ease off on the idea that you have to know right now what you're supposed to do for the rest of your life. That is completely wrong. It's really unhelpful. It's
it would
a
also
ton
be
of pressure.
Pretty boring to just
So
pick a thing and do it and never think about it again, and then that's your life.
So before we get into this blog, and we'll talk about this again at the end, but I want to let you know that next week we're going to be doing I was going to say a holiday, but it's not. There's no holiday. It's just we're doing a springtime.
Sure, spring.
Promotion of the Passion Profile short course. And so you don't have to do anything with this information now. We are going to be giving away a few free calls because we do that sometimes every once in a while. So if you want to...
They're going to be very limited. And so you're going to want to make sure you listen to the upcoming podcast to know when they are available.
Well, next Tuesday is when we're going to start. So you don't technically have to listen to this Friday, but you should. But we're going to be doing
It's going to be a good one. You should listen on Friday.
We're going to be doing that next Tuesday. So this is particularly good for you. If you're new to Clarity on Fire, you really should have your ears perked up for this, because some of you are like, oh man, I've been there, done that. I've done all of your courses. I've coached with you. It's not going to be super relevant to you. But for those of you who are new, and if you haven't taken the Passion Profile quiz yet, please go take that.
Yes, do that first thing.
Because that's going to help you understand what we even mean when we say the Passion Profile short course. And it's going to help you understand, oh, do I need more of this? Is that something I want? And I have recommended listening at the end of this for you too. Not about this blog, more about your Passion Profile, so that you can prep yourself if you do end up wanting to do the longer course.
Yeah, we'll get into all of that more at the end of this episode.
Yeah, but I like to make them listen through all this shit before they get to the good stuff.
So you know it's coming. But for now, let's hear your blog.
Okay. Why it's okay to have a random career path. The other day, I was on a walk with my dog, which is as great a time for mental wandering as it is physical wandering, when something weird happened. I remembered a part of my life I had completely forgotten about. I'm not talking about something that happened in a single day and that naturally faded from memory. I'm talking about something I did almost every day for many months, maybe even a year, and had totally brushed to the back of some dusty corner of my mind. Has this happened to you before? I wonder if it's a side effect of getting older, and I use that word lightly since I'm only 30, but it would make sense. The more experiences you acquire, the more there is to remember, which means older and seemingly unimportant stuff falls through the mental cracks. Anyway, the thing I remembered was my tenure as a writer for one of those celebrity gossip websites. To be fair, it was a bit more highbrow, and it dealt in more than just celebrities. There were articles about music and film and food and other lifestyle things. My beat, if you can even call it that, was relationships, analyzing celebrity breakups, giving advice, that kind of thing. I'm not really surprised that I forgot about this weird stint in my career. I mean, it didn't even pay, so obviously it wasn't all that memorable. But now it's got me thinking about the random, twisting path that led me to where I am. The timeline of randomness. Here's a snapshot of everything I've done in the past decade. 2009. Kristen and I started writing a relationship advice book for college-aged girls while we were seniors in college. Summer 2010. Graduated college. Interned for the summer in the PR department of a fine arts museum. Fall 2010. Decided I wanted to go to grad school for art history, so I enrolled in community college night courses to learn Latin and German. I did this while working full-time as an events and promotions coordinator for an investment firm. Winter 2011. I hated Latin and German, so I scrapped the art history idea and decided grad school for psychology would be better, so I enrolled in online psych classes at the community college. Spring 2011. Still working on that relationship book, I decided we'd have a better chance of getting published if we'd been published before. So I pitched myself to a few online outlets, including that celebrity site. I wrote articles at my full-time job because they never gave me enough to do. Summer 2011. Literally flunked my psych courses. Not because they weren't easy. They were incredibly easy. But because I just didn't care. It was the first time I'd ever felt that unmotivated by school, and it scared me. Fall 2011. Started going to therapy because I was so unhappy and felt broken. Also, I wanted to know if I'd made the right choice in dropping out of psych because I was still interested in therapy as a career. Winter 2012. Fired my therapist, who was terrible, but did an informational interview with a therapist who also wrote for that celebrity site. She gave me so much insight into the profession and also introduced me to the concept of coaching. I quit the celebrity site shortly after that. Spring 2012. Quit my full-time job and started nannying for a set of 2-year-old twins. Kristen and I enrolled in coach training and launched our first website, which was about life, relationships, and career coaching for millennials. Fall 2012 into winter 2013. Quit nannying. My money situation had become pretty dire and started working full-time as an admin at a law office. And I finished coach training. Summer 2013. Launched our second website, Clarity on Fire, and started blogging regularly. We kept writing for various other sites to build our audience. Winter 2014. Quit the law firm and went full-time with coaching, which was terrifying and, in all honesty, probably too soon, but we survived. Redid our site for the third time and began focusing on just life and career, not relationships. Somewhere along the way, the book was scrapped. Late 2014 to present day. Redid our site for a fourth time, launched the Passion Profile Quiz, which has been taken well over 300,000 times by now, got published on sites like Business Insider, Time, and Forbes, launched 2 courses, wrote enough blogs to fill at least 3 thick books, coached many hundreds of people over many thousands of hours, and of course, most recently, we started a podcast. So, just in case you didn't catch that, in the span of about 4 years, I bounced around from book writing to art history to events and promotions to psychology to nannying to legal work and finally to coaching. And even within that, bounced around more. The domino effect is real. I've never known exactly what I wanted to do with my life. When I pitched myself to that celebrity site, I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never done a real pitch before. I just knew at the time that I wanted to write a book, and I figured that a published author should, be a published author. Was it a tatty little online rag that no one ever read and shortly went defunct? You bet. And did we eventually scrap the whole relationship self-help book? We did. Even though getting that book published had been the whole impetus behind pitching myself to the celebrity site in the first place. But here's the critical thing. The writing gig paid off, even though the original reason I did it fell through. I got to put a few published articles in my portfolio, which helped me get published at more relevant sites later on, which helped us build our audience when we launched our coaching business. That gig was part of a chain of events that helped me become a successful coach, even though when I started, I didn't even know coaching existed as a career. Everything is for now, not forever. I'm sharing this now in particular because it feels like almost everyone I talk to is afraid of making a career move before they have all the information. There's a whole legion of people who are afraid that unless they know exactly what they want to do and exactly how to get there without making any missteps along the way, they shouldn't begin. So I'm going to tell you what I've been telling them. Start where there's an opening. I've never had a big plan. I guess I've just been unintentionally good at doing the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and often failing, flunking, and dead-ending along the way until I land somewhere I like. I've just started wherever there was an opening, a hint of curiosity or a mild interest in something, and I've pursued it until it taught me what I needed to know or led me to the next point in my path. I'm not saying that you can't get clear on your career direction and make smart, thoughtful decisions about where you want to go before you take any action. I'm a coach. That's what I help people do all day long. I am saying, however, that at some point you've got to become okay with not knowing everything before you start and trusting that sometimes the next step is only revealed after you've taken the first step. Also, no step is permanent. It is very unlikely that you'll ever get to a point where you enjoy something so much that you want to do it for the rest of your life. And hey, for those of you who think that sounds depressing, it's not. It's a relief. You're meant to evolve. You're not meant to pick one thing and stick with it until you die. Earlier, when I said that I've never really known what I wanted to do with my life, I meant that. I still mean it right now. For now, coaching works for me. Having my own business feels good. But can I guarantee that I'm going to do that the way I'm doing it forever? No. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee that at some point, I'll grow tired of some or even all of it. Everything I do is for now, not forever. I trust that when it's time to evolve, the next right step will become obvious. And when that happens, I'll follow the nudge of curiosity where it leads, because it's always taken me where I needed to go. What about you? Have you been freaking out about making a career move because you don't know exactly where you're going? Come share with me in the comments. And lest you think that this blog is an endorsement of just going out into the world and randomly trying things in your career and having no direction, that is totally not what I'm saying here. So keep listening, because Kristen and I have something that we're going to be promoting in the next week or so that will help you get clear on your career direction and is a really good place to start, especially if you're new to Clarity on Fire and have no idea what you're doing or where you're going.
As a reminder, if you are new to Clarity on Fire, there's a few things we want you to do. First, go take the Passion Profile quiz on our website,
ClarityOnFire.com.
We also link to the actual quiz in the episode description.
Every episode description. There's a link to the quiz.
It's not hard to find. It's all over our website.
ClarityOnFire.com. You can do it. I trust you.
So take the quiz and download your Passion Profile result and read through that.
Your PDF. You just download it. It doesn't even get emailed to you. You just download it. If you can't figure that out, God go with you, because I can't help you.
It'll just take you straight to your result and you just download it.
You can figure it out. I have faith in you. And there's
smart people.
There's a few people who can't figure it out.
Most people are smart. I trust you guys.
You can download a PDF. That should be the bare minimum. Okay, continue.
Okay. And then, because you only get access to your profile, if you're curious about the other profiles,
well, and if you want a deeper conversation
about yours and all of them, then we're also going to be linking in the episode description to a side chat we did back in December where we do a deeper dive into all 4 of the possible profiles.
Yeah. So that episode is called Side Chat, the 4 Passion Profiles. It's from December 2018. So if you don't need to go click the link necessarily. You can just scroll back in your podcast feed and find it there. So that's a good place to start so that you get an idea of what the heck we're all about. If you've listened to a few of our episodes, you probably do get it by now. But if for some reason you've missed the Passion Profile quiz, you have missed the most critical aspect of Clarity on Fire, which is helping you understand the intersection between your career and your passion and getting really clear on how you're meant to work and how you're not meant to work. Because, like, hello, there is not one size fits all solution up in here.
Nope.
It's not what we're all about.
And refreshing yourself about your passion profile will also help you, because next week we're going to be getting into a way that you can take all of this information and go much deeper and apply it to your specific career situation.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a promotion on a course that helps you do just that. But it will help if you already know what your passion profile is and you have a little bit of an understanding about the whole system.
Yeah. So anyway, just start there. Can you tell that I'm kind of like over it and I'm kind of impatient and I'm kind of just like...
You're also recovering from...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Great. I don't feel well right now. And so I just like any patience or tolerance I have is like zilch. So guys, this is me in my most pure, raw, unadulterated form. Deal with it.
Enjoy.
Okay, bye. Oh, wait, no, we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you about Friday. So Friday, we have an interview with a normal person.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. It's a longtime podcast listener.
Yeah, we haven't coached him. He's never worked with us in any way.
He just reached out to us to tell us that he has been on a very intense weight loss and physical health, which turned into emotional health journey.
He lost 100 pounds in 9 months or something crazy like that.
He lost 130 pounds in a year.
Wow.
And then ran a half marathon. So he has been on quite the journey. And he was just writing to us to say, hey, you guys have been really helpful and inspirational for me along this journey. So thanks for that. And I said,
well,
no, I want to hear more about this journey you went on. So I had a whole interview with him and you get to hear it. He's very inspiring. And it's cool to connect with another fellow podcast listener.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the most normal of people. Just someone who listened to our podcast.
Not even a client, just someone who reached out.
Okay, so you can hear that episode with Tony on Friday.
See you then.